Hi, welcome to Belinda's Baubles, episode 39. Today is tax day here in the United States. It's April 15th, 2016. Have you finished your taxes? I got mine early, so for a change, and I'm not stressing today, so I can come talk to you guys. All right, it is a beautiful day today, even though it's supposed to be kind of rainy. I'm enjoying it because it's not too hot. You guys in the UK, everyone over there talks about the weather, so I'm going to do a little bit here. Today is, right now it's about 73 degrees outside, which is Fahrenheit, 23 degrees Celsius, and a high today of 79 Fahrenheit, so 26 degrees Celsius. So this is my dream spring weather, not too hot. I can still wear some yarn, especially in the air conditioning, and not die from heat exhaustion. So we'll see how it goes. I'm coming to you, if you're new, here from Fort Worth, Texas. I am a 59-year-old knitter and crocheter, and mother of two, grandmother of two, and wife, and we have one fur baby, Ziva, who is a Chihuahua that lives here with us. I live here with my husband, my grown son, and just trying to survive life at the moment. Everything is just kind of always crazy. Excuse me one moment. I had a gold hat thing behind me that was bothering me because there was nothing on it. I'm not showing any hats today, so there was no reason to have it there. So that's all that was about. Okay, so welcome aboard. Today we have a few different things to get done. I have the Topping Out Mal prize winners. Thank you very much, everyone who participated. I also have 2 finished objects, 1 new construction, and it's in something I've never tried before. So I'm looking forward to talking to you about that. And then some confessions. They were actually gifts to me, but they're still confessions. And I've also got my yarn hanging here somewhere that I got on vacation while I was in North Carolina, that I told you I would show you in the last episode. So I've got all of that coming up. And at the end, I'll talk a little bit about life and what's happening with the channel in the next few weeks, because it's yarn crawl time here in North Texas. So we've got some excitement coming up. So you're going to see quite a bit of me in the next couple of weeks as we get through this fun spring time here in the DFW area. So I start with what I'm wearing. This is the Silver Bells sweater. I keep saying cardigan in my head, but this is the Silver Bells sweater. It is by Tin Can Knits. I got it whenever I joined up with their new app and got some extra points and everything to be able to spend, and I love it. It has lace down close to the waist and then straight knitting the rest of the way, so it is a little bit open, and it has baubles, which I did not do as many baubles as they called for. I stopped here. They had them coming down here because I just didn't want them on my arms and right across my chest. So I stopped a little early. But I love this pattern. It just makes me feel girly. And it was a fun project to knit. Anything that I'm talking about today will be down in the show notes below, along with links to my Ravelry pages for the different information. And I will also try to make sure that I have links to any patterns and everything that I'm talking about. You can always find me online as Belinda's Baubles on YouTube, of course, Instagram, and Ravelry. Those are your main places. If you're wanting to send me a note, you can message me there, or you can email me at belindasbaubles@gmail.com. So there's the startup. So the first thing I want to get into is the topping out mal. Now, I do have links down here, so if you're not interested in seeing the prize drawings, you can go down here and just kind of skip over and find what you are interested in. But those of you who participated or who want to see what kind of prizes are involved, because you may want to join Mandy with Mouse Witch Yarns if she does it again with me next year, which hopefully she will, because this is something that she and I really enjoy. I haven't been able to participate as much this year just due to health issues within the family, so I haven't jumped in as much as I really wanted to, and I apologize for that. But this helps us clear our needles a bit, kind of to get a little refresher at the beginning of the year. And also the only thing that we get out of this is new subscribers, which I do have some new subscribers. I'm over 700 now, which is exciting for me because I have my 3rd-year podiversary coming up next week. So thank you guys very much for joining me and for continuing with me. I really do appreciate it. Please do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps me grow my channel. If there are commercials in here, I apologize. I have no control over this. I do not get anything back from YouTube at the level that I'm at. So just skip through them. Skip through them. I know a lot of you probably have YouTube subscriptions like I do, so that you don't have to watch the commercials. And I appreciate all of you for being here. Tell someone about me. I'm not that bad of a person. Okay, so I have pre-recorded the prize section just a few minutes ago, so I'm going to drop that in right here, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so welcome to the conclusion of the topping out mal, at least for me. Mandy over at Mouse Witch Yarns is still doing drawings weekly, so there's still some prizes over there. But since I don't record as often as she does weekly podcast, and with my full-time job, I'm not able to at this time. So I wanted to go ahead and draw all my prizes today. So what I have are, for the chatter thread, I have one more pattern prize I'm drawing for. And then for the finished objects, I have 3 physical prizes. Now, these prizes go out anywhere in the world as long as I am able to ship to you. Saying that because I ran into an issue last year. Did get it to the prize winner, but it just took a little longer. So I just wanted to lay that out there. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what is happening when it comes to any fees that you might get with it coming into the country. I do what I can on my side, but I don't have a full picture of that, so that may be your responsibility. So if you win a prize and you're uncomfortable with it, or you want something, you need something digital, please do reach out to me. But so far, I have these great prizes, and I am so excited. Okay, so a little bit of information which I found interesting. So for the topping out mal this year, I completed 4 projects plus 1. The plus 1 is one I'm listing today in the recording, and I'm just including it because of the fact that it's a few weeks late. Mine doesn't go towards prizes, so I'm counting 5. And so far for 2026, first quarter basically, I've started 6 new projects that I have completed already. I had the 5 projects from last year, so I've already completed 11 projects this year. Now, a lot of these are tiny projects. A lot of them were baby projects. 4 of them were. So that really does make a difference. But it just gives me a good feeling going into this year. So on the topping out mount, you had a chance to enter in both mine and Mandy's chatter threads on Ravelry, or to email us. And so we have in those, in the chatter threads, I had 13 voices, which was 13 individuals, which would include me and possibly Mandy over in the chatter thread. Mandy had 18 voices. In our finished objects threads, there were 19 different voices in mine and 25 different voices in Mandy's. And some of these are duplicates, so I can't put the two numbers together. But I am just so excited because also these are duplicates in some cases, but I had 51 completed objects in my finished object thread, and Mandy had 73. And so I'm figuring the 73 plus the ones that she did, plus the ones I did, and some of these are not duplicated. So we could have had close to 100 finished objects between all of us. That includes you guys, and thank you so much. I love it. I feel like we've cleared some needles. We're freshened up and ready to go into the rest of 2026, which I'm still determined will be better than 2025. So I have all of that. So I am going to start with drawing the pattern prize. So this will be for the pattern prize, double checking. And the way that I do this, I have a random picker wheel for the actual number. And I go by how many are in Mandy's because she has more. And then I do if there's a number that is duplicated in mine and Mandy's thread, I do a coin flip to see who it is that actually won the prize. So this was my easiest way of being able to figure out to do this without having to write everybody out. You know me, shortcuts if I can. So in the chatter threads, we had 63 posts. Now, the first post in each one is mine or Mandy's. So I'm starting with number 2. Gives y'all a chance to see this. I have to figure out where I am pushing the button. There's the spin. So good luck, everybody. And so number 61, and there are not 61 in mine, so this goes straight over to Mandy's, is Deblaine 65. So Deblaine 65. I hope you're watching my channel also. Please do get in contact with me and let me know what pattern prize you would like. You can reach me. All my contact information is down below, so I'm not going to even go through that, but either through email, Instagram, or Ravelry. Congratulations. Let's see here, because she was, it says on here, she was still busy knitting on this project that she was showing the picture of, which was an Advent Scrappy zigzag. So she had 24 hours left in the topping out mount, and she was just rushing through. So I love that. Make my note here. So I don't lose my notes. Okay, so now we are going to go over to the finished objects, which that goes up to number 74. So to start with, prize number 1. So all of these prizes are going to come with a few little knickknacks included in it. But the main part of this is a crawl yawl scarf pattern. This is by Trudy Fedorko, who has Uta yarn in Waxahachie. So this coming weekend starts Yarn Crawl, so you'll get to see Uta Yarn's shop. And usually Trudy's in there a lot of times, but she does some amazing patterns. Now the Crawl Yawl scarf was a special scarf for last year, which also had some different things in it. But I loved, because I was down there a few weeks ago, how this is done in just a 2-color. So I'm going to put a picture here. Now y'all don't have to make this scarf. I'm just sending you this pattern because it came with this, because this was my purpose, because I'm also going to make it just with some different yarns. And the yarns that go with this I'm reusing Mandy's bags from her advent this year that I have. Okay, so this is Mountain Meadow Wool, Touch the West. It's made in the U.S. In Buffalo, Wyoming. And it's, these are both alpine. They're hand dyed, 3-ply DK, 255 yards. Well, she's got in brackets worsted. The wool is grown in Geis Ranch in Gillette, Wyoming. 100% mountain merino targhee. So this is not superwash. The colors are pumpkin and coral bell. Get these. Oh, yes. That's them right there. And I love these. I've got some of their yarns that I haven't knit up yet in some different pink tones. But I thought these would make a beautiful scarf for the fall. So this is prize number 1, and let's see where it's going to be going. All right, so number 30. So that one is on both mine and Mandy's. So we're going to go over to the coin flipper. I know it says heads 1 up here, but that was just me opening it up. So bear with me. We're going to do the coin flip, see where it goes. Okay, so on Mandy's thread. So let's see who that is. Knitting Bandit 1. Lorna, congratulations. I am so excited for you. She has been an amazing participant in this Topping Out Mal, and it's been amazing to see all of her items. So that's Knitting Bandit 1. And where am I putting this? Okay, I've got a bag over here. The next prize. Now I've got these bags from Bags by Awesome Granny here in the United States. And I had their information here a minute ago. Oh, that's what fell to the ground. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, so I purchased these, and this is the information for Bags by Awesome Granny. They do an amazing job with these bags. I mean, you've got a little hook over here, some fun different prints to choose from. A handle, and there's a little tiny pocket in here. And it's fully lined. Along with this is Hank Me Home Tonight, which is hand painted here in Fort Worth, Texas, and is sold exclusively through On the Lamb Yarn Shop, which is the main shop that I go to. It's called Texas Sunrise in Squishy Sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards to 100 grams. And along with that, I have a little mini cross stitch embroidery kit of a bee. Like I said, there'll be a few other little goodies in there as well. So let's see who is getting this prize. Number 11. Okay. So number 11, I need to go over to the coin flip simulator. And let's do a flip. See whose Ravelry page it's going to be on. Mandy again. Okay. Sorry guys, on my Okay, so number 11 is the Blaine 65. So as well as winning the pattern prize, you have gotten the Highland Coo bag and yarn. Okay, so one prize left. So now we have some Knitting Chickens bag. Again, this is Bags by Awesome Granny. And to go with it is 3 skeins of Fiber Lady, which is bamboo yarn dyed and spun at Fiber Lady's mill, my mini mill here locally. Okay, there we go. And this is 100% rayon bamboo luxury. It is in color Strawberry Surprise, and there's 430 yards to 113 grams. So it is a very fine yarn. There's 3 skeins there. Let's see. I'm trying to get the pink because this is showing up more red in the screen, at least for me. And this is actually a variegated pink. So let's see whose home this is going to. Number 46. Again, this is on both mine and Mandy's. Let's see. Ooh, all right, on my channel. So let's, my Ravelry. So let's take a look. Okay, so number 46 is Leslie 529. So congratulations, Leslie. I'm so excited for you. Please do get in touch with me. And thank you guys so much for participating in the Topping Out Now. Now, I will give everyone, now I've got the yarn crawl coming up, so several videos in that. So I will give y'all until the beginning of next month for that episode to get in contact with me. If the patterns have not winners have not contacted me in the next month, then I will draw again. So please do contact me as soon as you can so that I can get these off into the mail for you. The ones that go out of the country do have a tendency to take a little bit longer. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode. All right, I am back, and thank you very much. Congratulations to all the winners. I am so excited for all of you, and I look forward to hearing from you really, really soon. So, on to what's next. I have 2 finished objects, and the first one is so cute. So cute. I mean, look at this. I've got to get this sent in the mail. It missed the baby shower. The baby that I've got a great nephew that I've made this for, and he's still little bitty. So this is 18 months size, which I'm figuring will probably fit him starting at 12 months because you can always fold up the sleeves, you know. So this beautiful cardigan is called Showered in Rainbows. It is by Stephanie Lotvin, and it used up, I could not find what I had left over from my skein of yarn, but it ended up, I was going to show you that. My notes here. This is a paid for pattern, and I think, see, what size does it go up to? It goes from newborn to size 2 toddler. And I just decided the 18 months was supposed to take up about 400 yards. And so I figured that was my safest bet. And I used about 80 to 90% of my skein. So I still have at least 10 grams. I'm thinking it was about 90, but I have not had a chance. I've got my scale here, and the yarn is missing for me to be able to weigh it for you. But I made this with Show Me Yarn boot heel fingering weight yarn. I mean, look at that. Look at the back. Yeah, sorry. Yes, there were a lot of ends. But, you know, that's just what happened. Now, Show Me Yarn is no longer dying, and I got this whenever they were doing their final sale. But this is in Vintage Americana, and I thought the colors, this year is America's 250th anniversary. And so I figured this was a great color for a baby born in 2026. And so what did I do different? Of course, I did something a little different. Now, I really, really loved, show you this, the garter stitch edging here. Now, I just thought it was so nice and so clean. And so my plan originally was to put a zipper in. And so I did not make the buttonholes when called for. So what I ended up doing was, this is where it ended. And so I crocheted a single crochet and made buttonholes, and then just went over it once with single crochet as far as chain stitch buttonholes, and added the buttons on because I was trying to get this done and sent to Virginia in time for a baby shower last Sunday. It didn't happen, but I was not going to be able to get a separating zipper that I would be able to sew in, redo, because none of them were going to be the right size for this, and do all of that. And I was a little nervous of it too. So I got the buttons at Hobby Lobby. They're just some of their standard buttons, but I thought the little light blue went perfectly with this. And this was such a fun knit. Now I used US 4 3.5 millimeter needles. It's flat knitting. And then for the ribbing, other than the arms was circular, I had to use DPNs for it. But the ribbing was done in US 3 3.25 millimeter. And the Show Me Yarn boot heel, yeah, I used 90 grams of it, which is 360 yards. And it came in a 400-yard self-striping to 100 grams, 80% merino wool, 20% nylon polyamide. So I want to make another one. I've got some more great nieces or nephews coming. I have some self-striping up there, and there's a glitter pink one that is calling to me that I'm thinking I may do that in a smaller, well, yeah, in a smaller size, because I've got either a niece or nephew coming in the fall, great niece or nephew that is, coming in the fall, and so I'm trying to hold off to wait to find out if it's going to be a boy or a girl. But I thought that this has got to be my favorite thing besides the bonnets that I've been making for baby gifts. Okay, I can put that over there. So that is number 1 finished object. Number 2 has not been blocked yet. So the picot is just kind of doing what it wants to do. But this is the Mindfulness Shawl by Helke Gittens Designs. And I was working on this for a make-along with Ruth Loves to Knit for a 1 skein project last year, and I just did not get it done. So this is what I'm counting as my 5th topping out now completion, even though I did not get it done until April 11th. But since I don't win prizes, I can count it. Okay, so this was my first mindfulness shawl. And the yarn that I have here is Polymorph Dye Works Tweedy DK. Now I got this when I went to the Shenandoah Valley Yarn Crawl 2 years ago, I guess it was. Yeah, 2 years ago in Virginia. And it's just, I love that bright blue, all these neon little tweeds. And so I've been trying to figure out what to do with just 1 skein like this, and this worked out great. I'm not really big on the big shawls unless it's a huge triangle shawl that I can wrap around myself, but I'm trying to learn how to do the scarfettes. So for me, this is probably how I would wear it, so that it's not in my way. Just a, like a cowl. Now, I had left, I did bring this up. You want to see how much I had left at the end of this project? Because what the project or the pattern calls for this picot edge, not just right here, but it's supposed to continue on down through here. But I loved the edging. I mean, it doesn't matter which side you're looking at. They both look great. I guess you can see it better on this side. But I love that edging that was already there. So I did not want to lose that. So I just kept going until I figured I had enough left over. Let's see if let me look in my notes, see if I hit. So it tells in the pattern how many stitches to increase to, and I don't want to give information away, so What I did was I increased to 100 stitches before doing the picot cast off, and that left me with basically 1 yard of yarn left. So I didn't play yarn chicken, but I was a little worried. So that's what I ended up having left over with this project. And it's just squishy, squishy garter stitch. It's an easy knit as far as learning the pattern and everything and being able to go through it. I don't know why I kept putting it down, because I started this in October and I just could not get going on it. But I think part of it was just my mindset at that time, because once I picked it up, I guess I picked it up after I got back from North Carolina, and I was probably about 60% done at that point. And over the last 2 weeks, it just flew. And I was just excited about it again. So it shows you the little picot edges. And this is what they look like without blocking, which I'm fine with, because it's just going to be an easy thing to throw on. Okay, so those are my 2 finished objects. Now, I was thinking that I wasn't going to have much else to talk to you about, but I do have a under construction, or a new construction, really, a new construction that I just started Sunday. One of the things that has been on my mind that I wanted to learn was Tunisian crochet. And I just got a book about it recently, and I had some friends that did it, and I was just like, I really like the way that looks, and I want to try it out. But I had not. Let me get all this little stuff out of here. Oh, this is one of my Monarch butterfly bags from Erin Lane. I love these bags because it has this, you snap it onto your belt loop and go with it. I have several of those. And so let me get my notes here. What I'm making is the 630 scarf in Tunisian crochet by Melissa Fisher. And kind of rolling up a little bit, but it's in one of the little scarfettes. And I started this on Sunday. Now, there are a lot of different patterns out there, and no, this is not a difficult pattern or anything. But since I was going to be using this pattern to learn Tunisian crochet, she has some great video attached to it. So the pattern itself, I think, was $6 US. And I was looking at some different scarfettes because I wanted a scarfette. Reason being is I have purchased online a cute little overall set that is like black and gray and white with bees on it, yellow bees. And I want to be able to wear that during the yarn crawl. But I did not have time to make a t-shirt to go underneath it. So I'm going to be crawling. I'm going to be going into the yarn shops. I want to wear fiber, something that I've made. So this was something that was going to be quick to do, and I'm making it longer than it called for just because my neck is wider than what hers is apparently, so that I can wear it. If I can open it up. Around and then tied back in the front. But this is the simple Tunisian crochet stitch, I think, or the basic. Which direction does it go? I like both sides. But this is the stitch. And I am really enjoying it, as you can see, since I've gotten this much done since Sunday, and 2 of those days was working. The yarn that I am using is Colored by Christy. It's hand dyed in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. I picked this up 3 years ago, I guess. Yeah, there we go. I picked this up 3 years ago in during the Arkansas yarn crawl. Whenever I was heading through, trying to take the price tag off there. When I was heading through on our way back, I think, from the beach. And if you want to see the shop and everything, it's in Christmas in July from 3 years ago. So this is Silky Sock, fingering weight, 50% superwash merino, 50% silk, and it is so soft. 100 grams is 438 yards of 4-ply, and the color is mac and cheese. That's a little messy. Everything is messy right now. Oh, come on. And I am holding this double. It called for DK, but I really wanted this gold color. This was in my stash, and I've been looking for something, and it feels cool to the touch with all that silk in it. So I'm hoping it will not be too hot for whenever I wear it. And I am using a H or number 8 Chai Goo Tunisian hook, 5 millimeter, and that's what I'm using. The pattern calls for a 5.5, and since I was wanting it, it's supposed to use, I think, about 50 grams, but since I'm making it longer, my goal is for it to be 60 inches. And so I measured to here was my increases, and that's about 20 inches. No, yeah, 20 inches. So I did a 20-inch solid before starting my decreases, which I'm on now. So, I mean, it's not going to use a full skein or anything, but I'll let y'all know whenever I finish it exactly how much yarn I ended up using. But I am loving this, and I'm loving Tunisian crochet as far as how I've started with it. I know there's a lot of different stitches, and I want to learn more about it because this was something that I had on my list of something new I wanted to do. Now, all three of these projects I'm going to be entering in to a make-along, and because they're all going to qualify. And Mandy with Diary of a Sweater Knitter and Karen with Bobblehead Knits, they're running the Yarn Stash Smash all year. And you can find them on both either of their channels or on Ravelry. And they even, Mandy made a web page even. She's a computer guru, and she made a web page for the Yarn Stash Smash for all the information there. And so it's basically just working through stash. And all three of these yarns were all yarns I got before 2026, so they count. So I'm going to be entering them. This is just something fun for them to do. They are also smaller YouTube channels like mine, and they're just trying to increase their viewership and everything the same way that Mandy and I do with the Topping Out Mount, and I'm just so excited for it. So that's it for my projects themselves. Let me look at my notes on what I had here. Did I miss anything? So on to confessions. Now, speaking of Mandy, with Diary of a Sweater Knitter. I know there's two Mandys I talk about. And Mandy had reached out to me in a conversation we were having online and asked me if I had the Patty Lyons knitting bag of tricks, because she had an extra set of it. She had purchased one whenever she did a virtual seminar. And then a family member gifted her one. And so she asked me if I had one. And I said, no, I did not. I had been looking at it through the Libby app and everything, but I did not have a copy of my own. So she sent me the Patty Lyons knitting bag of tricks and the official workbook. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mandy. This is so amazing, and I got it just before I went on my trip, and so I have not been able to break into it and get started on it. But she sent me a few other things, including some diabetic candies and things that I've loved because of me being diagnosed recently with insulin-resistant prediabetes. And I am working through a program called Twin Health, which is only offered through businesses. It's part of a business insurance program. And so, you know, unless the company you work for is offering it, you're not going to be able to get to it. But it's been making an amazing difference for me. And, well, let's go into this as a little bit of part of my life happens. I am down 15 pounds. I can feel it here. My stomach is back further than my chest. So I am feeling much, much better. And I am now about 6 weeks into this journey of healing my body through diet, a little bit of exercise. I'm not getting as much as I need to, but I did get some hiking done and stuff on vacation, so that should count. But you know, I'm back at work, so I'm just going around and round and round inside the pharmacy, and so that's my walking a lot of times. But that is going really well, and I'm finding some really cool new things to eat that I'm really enjoying. If y'all are interested in that, message me. And Mandy gave me some really good information on some different things, including these. I think I've got a picture of it. I'll put a picture here. This was the little food tray that I put together to go on the airplane with me, because I have found out that you don't have to just buy something there at the airport, as long as it is not, you know, liquid. You can bring it on. And so I looked at a few recommendations, and one was for your items that you need to refrigerate, freeze them the night before, and then put them into your thing, so they'll be defrosting while you're going through security, waiting at the airport, getting onto the plane until time for lunch. And so that way, that's what I did with my cheese and my meat. And I made this little charcuterie thing. But that little cake there, I'll have to put down below what it is. Or I'll put it here what it is. I don't remember. It was the most amazing little diabetic keto cake I have ever had, and it really satisfied my chocolate craving and just me wanting cakes. I love all pastry, and that's one of the things that I'm missing the most right now with this new diet plan, but it's getting me healthier. If you're seeing this bruise, that was just Friday. I had a colonoscopy done, and that was from my IV. Everything is looking good so far, which is always a worry with me if I do that, because my mom did pass away from colon cancer. So I'm trying to be better about doing things this year to make sure I'm healthier. But Mandy also sent me these two yarns. Aren't they amazing? Now, this is Swanky Stargazing March 2025 from Blackbird Sycamore Yarn. And it is 246 yards to 100 gram, 4-ply, 75% superwash merino, 25% recycled nylon, DK. And this was, I guess, a yarn from one of the different yeah, brain's kicking off. Subscriptions. There we go. And this is Emma's yarn, hand dyed in sunny Florida. Practically perfect sock. There's not a colorway on this one. And this is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards to 100 grams of fingering weight. And it's just got pinks and purples and everything like that. And they look great together too. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to set them aside right now. I've been curious about the Blackbird Sycamore yarn, so I think I'm going to make something up with this. Probably for Seaver because he's more the green person than me. But I've been curious about their yarns for a while. And so, I don't know. I love this pink and purple though. So I don't know if I'm going to keep them or if these are going to go into prizes later on. So we'll just see what happens there. But thank you very much, Mandy. That gift box, I was expecting to get this. I was not expecting all the rest of it. So that was that. And oh, how do you like my neck pillow? This is my neck pillow when I travel. At least when I'm coming back. Because it goes flat in my bag. And so far it's been allowed. And I haven't gotten into trouble with it. I'm sure there will come a time when it won't be. But this is what I purchased while I was in North Carolina. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Pure 100% Falkland Island wool in DK. And the color, let's see, 50 grams. And this is a woolly wool. And the color is rock pool. And I bought a few. See why this is confessions. Okay, so before I went on this trip, Sam and I had a date night at one of the local casinos up in Oklahoma. And for the first time since our honeymoon, I actually won something. Wasn't a huge amount, but it made it to where I felt okay with buying 9 50-gram balls. I was only needing 7, really, for what I was thinking about. But the other 2 looked lonely. They really did, so they needed to come home with me too. So what I'm hoping to make this into is, I love the Shetland show. And the current DI on there from Agatha Raisin, she's always got these great knits. You know, it's in Shetland, so they have amazing knits on the show too. But she had I think it was a red vest with a little scarfette in the same color on in one of the episodes, and I loved it. But I've been on a blue kick lately. And so that's what this is going to become. Is going to be just a cute little blue vest. I don't know which pattern I'm going to use yet. And a little jaunty neck scarf. Now that my neck's getting a little smaller and my chin is not as deep, I'm feeling a little less self-conscious about wearing those. I was going to wear it anyways, but that is my confessions. as far as life happens, and upcoming, I've got Yarn Crawl coming up these next 2 weekends, and I'm going to be starting out. We've got 2 new shops this year in the area that we'll be seeing, but I'm going to be starting out by car, and then on the second Saturday, I'll be riding on the Dallas Hand Knitters Guild's Yarn Crawl bus, and I've not done this before, and I will be going with my brother Bill. He'll be on there with me. And also, if you've watched previous yarn crawls, I usually have Whitney along with me too. And so she's actually going to be going on this yarn crawl bus as well. So we've got our little trio to do these, and that'll be 6 shops in one day, very limited time. So I'm going to be going speed looking and recording along the way. So we'll see how this goes. But I am so excited, y'all. A bus full of knitters, crocheters, and yarniacs. So it's going to be fun no matter what. And so that's how I will be ending up the yarn crawl this year. So health-wise, Dad's still doing okay. Not great, but he's doing okay. And Sam, keep him in your prayers. We're still waiting for some answers. He has had a chronic cough. And so it's why I'm recording this early, because 2 episodes ago, even with doors shut and him downstairs and me upstairs, my microphone still picked up on his coughing. And I was trying to keep that out of this episode, but we're still looking for answers. He's got an appointment with a pulmonologist next week, and his doctor's even looking at maybe sending him to a second pulmonologist, just trying to figure out what in the world is going on, because he's been battling this since December. If you've ever had a chronic cough, it messes with your breathing, it messes with your energy, and it's just wearing him down, which he really did not need after taking him so long to come back from his knee surgery last year. So we'll see how life progresses from there. Me personally, I am doing much better. I had a great month off that I took between spending time with the parents and my aunt and uncle, cousins, sisters. There was a lot in there, but I did not get anything hardly done that was on my list of to-dos that I wanted to do around here at the house. I was wanting to reorganize this. Sam was going to paint it, and just with his health, that did not happen. There was just a lot of things that I wanted to be able to do. I would have loved to have traveled with Dad, but he wasn't up to it. Our car was not up to it. And so none of that happened. But I am so thankful that I had that time. Just the time to renew myself, to get myself started up on this new eating plan and new program when I wasn't dealing with work at the same time. But now we're back to reality. So, well, thank you guys very much. I'm going to go get this edited and hopefully get it down to under an hour. So I'm sorry if it's really long. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you shortly.